This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Canada and Mexico are upset with the U.S. They don't like how it's interpreting the rules for vehicle parts under the USMCA Free Trade Agreement. Canada and Mexico say the deal allows them to make more parts to qualify for free trade than the U.S. allows. The U.S. wants more U.S. content, especially when it comes to EVs and their components. Canada and Mexico are evaluating their next steps, and this thing will probably end up in the courts. We know it takes fewer workers to assemble an EV, and one way automakers are trying to curb that job loss is by repurposing plants for other uses, like Renault's Refactory. That's where it's converting a plant in Spain to do training and R&D for EVs, to recycle and create second life applications for used batteries, build gearboxes, and refurbish used vehicles. And all this can generate a surprising amount of money. Renault's CEO, Luca De Meo, expects the Refactory to generate over €1 billion in revenue by the end of the decade. And then they can recycle that money into developing new vehicles. And automakers are going to need every penny they can get their hands on. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares says it costs 50% more to make an EV compared to a conventional vehicle. And he says that will push costs, quote, beyond the limits of what the industry can sustain. So Stellantis is working to drastically boost productivity to offset that cost. It doesn't want to have to raise prices, sell fewer vehicles, accept lower profits, or chop more jobs. And Volkswagen says its 6 planned battery plants in Europe and the raw materials needed to supply them will cost it €30 billion. VW says it can't do it alone either. It's looking for outside partners and wants them to pay for 50% of the costs.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Mobility is becoming electric, connected, and autonomous, just like the manufacturing world. But will always be one thing: a reliable partner for our customers.
Hey, we thought you might get a kick out of these pictures. They show a camouflage prototype of the BMW i7 EV undergoing winter testing in northern Sweden. But we thought you'd get a kick out of it because BMW calls this the world's first electric luxury sedan. Apparently, the Burgermeisters in Munich have never heard of the Lucid Air, are completely ignoring the Tesla Model S, and don't even want to acknowledge the Mercedes EQS. Obviously, BMW is not clueless as to what's going on in the market, so we'll just chalk this up to marketing babble talk. Looks like the Mustang Mach-E is getting a companion that will run down the assembly line in Cuautitlan, Mexico. Auto Forecast Solutions reports that the all-electric version of the Lincoln Aviator will go into production in September of 2023. And that makes us wonder if it will be built on the same platform as the Mach-E, or if it will go on one of the all-new BEV platforms that Ford is developing. And we invite you to join us for Autoline After Hours tomorrow. Jennifer Newman, the editor-in-chief at Cars.com, and Dan Neal, the Pulitzer Prize-winning car critic from the Wall Street Journal, will be on the show. So join John and Gary as they talk about all things automotive. And one of the big topics in corporate boardrooms right now is what they call ESG, environmental, social, and governance. And it's all about making sure a company has policies and procedures to help the planet and the people who live on it. And that's why General Motors has joined IRMA, the Initiative for Responsible Mining Assurance. The move to electric cars is kicking off a massive mining effort worldwide to extract more lithium, cobalt, copper, manganese, and other rare earths. IRMA is there to make sure that it's done in a carbon-neutral way and does not exploit the people who do the mining. Well, let the sun shine. Nissan is going to build a 20-megawatt solar farm at its Sunderland plant in the UK. This will double the amount of renewable energy generated by the plant to 20%, which will be enough power to build every Leaf EV sold in Europe. The new solar farm will be built alongside the factory's current wind and solar farms and is expected to be completed next May. This is all part of Nissan's goal to become carbon neutral across its entire product lifecycle by 2050. Earlier this year, we interviewed Tamer Ahmad, the CEO of Actnano, a company that developed a nano coating to protect electronic components from water, humidity, condensation, and salt. And now BMW Ventures, the automaker's venture capital firm, is investing in the company. Its NanoGuard technology is sprayed directly onto the electronic component, and unlike traditional coatings, it can be applied to antennas and connectors, as well as underneath large components and processors without the need for masking. The coating is more cost-effective over current solutions and can be easily implemented into the manufacturing process, only taking 30 seconds to dry. And best of all, it's made from sustainable materials. Actnano's coating has already been applied to 2 million vehicles, including 80% of the EVs in North America. With so much being invested into electrification from every corner of the industry, we know some of you are getting tired of hearing all of the EV news. So we're happy to report that we can finally have a gasoline-burning, piston-thumping, exhaust-piercing story for you. Aston Martin revealed that it's bringing back the iconic V12 Vantage in 2022. But sadly, it seems like this could be the swan song for the Vantage. Aston says it's not a limited edition, but rather it's the final edition. And with that exhaust burble, we wrap up today's show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back here again tomorrow.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. And by Scheffler, we pioneer motion.